morning, and Sam is absent for no reason today. And now we're going to talk about our comments. We think Group 5 are very professional. I believe during their presentation, they're seldom to pause or repeat or hesitate. The reason that they can be this professional, I do believe, is because they have practiced a lot, more than most of us or two of us. And the one that I want to talk about is when they talk about their scenario 1. Instead of just demonstrate their conversation for us, they will come up with a Q&A part to make sure that we understand what they just go through. Also, when they are talk about their true and false time or ask us the questions, they will provide us the further explanation and explain or just show us the page that they have mentioned or the answer and explain to us to make us understand more. And next, I will give the floor to Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and so far, Jojo and I, we have talked about their very consistent performance. They're very professional. The way they show their professionalism through the PowerPoints. And one thing I have to mention is their very tricky hedge session, because not many of us can identify what is the meaning behind the usage of the hedge. So that's something that we should learn from them, something we need to pay attention to the next time we talk. And great job to them. That'll be the end of our comments. Thank you. Two.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Group 2. I am Dina in Taiping. This is Emma, Jiang Zixuan, Nina, Lu Ruoqi, Sarah, Yang Yanmi. We are going to make comments on Group 5 individually. I'm going to talk about Ellie's performance, and Emma is in charge of Iris. Nina will talk about Bonnie's performance. Finally, Sarah will make a conclusion. First of all, Ellie just gave us a nice opening. While in warming up, she introduced the direct way and indirect way to accept or decline an invitation. This is a very useful tips for us because we can use in our daily lives. After that, she interact with audience by asking questions. She also did this in the activity part. This can grab audience attention, and she just made it. That's really great. Another thing I think Ellie did well is she used different transition words such as moreover, or the second one, and the next, something like this. This can make her presentation more smoothly and fluent. This is the end of my part. Next, I'm going to give the floor to Emma.
Hi everyone, my name is Emma. I'm going to divide Iris' performance into 4 points. The first one is vocabulary, and then is scenario. The third one is shared conclusion. The final one is her courage. The first one is vocabulary. At first, when I saw the PPT, I thought the vocabulary would be a little dull because it's all full of the white background and only with the black words and explanation on the PPT. However, when she keeps pushing the button of the remoter, then the picture suddenly showed up. I think it would definitely grab the audience attention to make us want to understand what the picture are trying to show. We want to understand what the picture is talking about. Also, when she gave us a lot of explanation so that we can understand when she is trying to explain the vocabulary. This is a very good point. The next one is scenario. when she is acting in the scenario part, she used different tools such as giving the paper to Bonnie and then pretend she was writing down the notes with the small green paper. I think at this point she did a very great job. And also she has a lot of eye contact, and I think she is very familiar with the content of the scenario. When she was speaking, she didn't have a lot of pauses, unwanted pauses, and filler words. The third one is when she is going to end up with her part or some like scenario, she will give us short conclusion, and she used the colloquial words or the easy explanation to make us understand what she is trying to talk about. The final one is her courage. When she is keeping explaining to us, sometimes the teacher will give us some suggestions or want us to revise something. I think this teacher can give us a lot of suggestions. However, sometimes when we get interrupted a little bit, we will become more nervous. However, I think Iris is keep breathing, and then she can keep giving her presentation more smoothly, then better and better. So I think today she did a very great job. Next, I'm going to give the floor to Nina.
Hello everyone, I'm Nina. I'm in charge of Bonnie's performance. I divide my comment into 4 points. Firstly, she has good intonation and a wonderful tone, so we can clearly understand what she's talking about. Second one is in scenario 1's Q&A, after audience answering to her question, she went back to a conversation and explained the question in detail. The third one is when she presents, she always keeps strong eye contact. Finally, in discussion question, she has some unnatural poses at the beginning of the discussion question. She still strove to deliver her contents in a fluent way. This is the end of my part. I will give the floor to Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah. We have divided our comments in 4 parts: early part, Iris part, and conclusion. I think their facial expression is very natural because they always smiling on their face. Also, they have strong eye contact to audience and have some emotions on their conversation. Besides, I think they have many hand gestures to let us focus on their speech. I think they did a good job. This is the end of our comments. Next, I will give the floor to Group 3.
I'm Tina, and they are my group member Rose, Carl, and Coco. Today we are going to make comment on Group 5, and I'm in charge of Bonnie's part. In her part, she talks loudly to let us hear clearly, and she also speaks and pronounces clearly to let us understand what she said. Next, she used some gestures to point out her points. Finally, she is always doing good in her performance. This is the end of my part. Next, I will give the floor to Rose.
Hello everyone, I'm Rose. I'm going to give comments on Iris. I believe she must practice many times. She had proper gestures and strong eye contact with the audience, and she really speaks louder than previous speeches. In the vocabulary part, she explained the vocabulary in details, and the most important is she teach us in phrase such as venue for or expenditure on something. In this way, I will know better how to use the vocabulary. This is the end of my comments. Next, I will give the floor to Carl.
Hello, I'm Carl, and I'm going to make a comment on Ellie's part. In Ellie's part, I think she did a great job because in the warming up part, she teach us how to distinguish the correct or indirect way to use the sentence. It helps me a lot to use in a daily life. Moreover, in the discussion question, she shows us a letter of how to write an invitation letter, and I learned a lot from it. And this is the end of my comment. Next, I will give my floor to Coco.
Hello everyone, I'm Coco, and today I'm going to make a conclusion on our comments. Today we've talked about their stage performances and their professional presentation as well, because from their clothes and their postures, everything, they did a great job. And like what Rosa said, that Iris have improved a lot from her previous presentation, and I think they did a great job. And this is the end of our comments, and we will give the floor to group 4. Thank you.
Hello, we are group 4. My name is Dory. This is my group member Angel and Ruby. We are going to talk about their PPT design, stage performance, and content and conclusion. I'm going to talk about their PPT design. I divide my part into 3 points. The first is we think their whole PPT design and background color is simple, clear, and soft, but still with some helpful pictures. It made us didn't attract from them easily. The second point is that when they talk about vocabulary, they showed us some pictures, then switch back to the original PPT slide quickly. It made their delivery smoothly. The third point is when they talk about vocabulary, if there are some phrases, they highlight the preposition in red color. Also, if there are some important points, for example, like SW, the 5 SW points, they use the boldface so that we can quickly know the points. This is my comment on their PPT design. Next, I will give the floor to Angel.
Hi everyone, I'm Angel. I'd like to talk about their stage performance individually. In discussion question parts, Ellie used many transition words to make the presentation very smoothly. That means she must to organize her content very well. And as for Iris and Bunny, in the whole presentation, we can see they have strong eye contact with the audience and also have confidence with their smile. The most impressive thing for me is that in the scenario parts, they have good intonation, have facial expression, and eye contact with each other. I think that is very good. For example, Iris gave the paper to the Bunny, and Bunny just in the opening and in the end of the scenario part, Bunny just walk in and walk out. I think that is very good. All the advantage of their scenario make the presentation very well, I think. And we can see that the presentation is very smoothly because I think that they rehearse for many times. They take many efforts in this presentation. I think they did very well. Next, I'll give the floor to Ruby.
My part is content. In discussion questions, they itemize the 8 tips for how to write in a successful press release. We think it is very clear, and they try to make the explanation more shorter to make us more impressive. Also, to make us to remember the 8 tips more easy. Then, when Iris is in charge of the vocabulary part, she not only read the example sentence, but also she try to use her own word to explain the example sentence. For example, every person is entitled to have the freedom of speech. She tried to use her own word to say every person has the right to express such their opinions or ideas. So we think Iris try her best to make us understand what she is talking about. In conclusion, we have talked about stage performance, PPT design, and content. We hope we can apply all of their advantage on our next presentation. Next, I will give the floor to group 6.
Hi everyone, we are Group 6. Today we are going to make a comment on Group 5. I am Tom. They are my group members, Angela and Zoe. Now we are going. I am in charge of Alice part. Angela is in charge of Iris part, and Zoe is in charge of Barney's part. Now let's get started by me first. I would like to make a comment on Ellie, and I divide my comment into 2 parts: content and stage performance. First of all is about her content. In warm-up part, Ellie tells us some information about how to accept or decline an invitation when people want to do so. I think it is quite useful to me because I can learn some new sentences that I didn't know before. Next is about her stage performance. She makes strong eye contact and has interaction with the audience. Besides, I really like her way of speaking because she always keeps a big smile on her face. I can feel she is very confident in today's presentation. This is the end of my comment. Next, I will give the floor to Angela.
Hi, I'm Angela. I will talk about Iris' performance. Iris introduced vocabulary in detail, including good example and explanation. In addition, every pages of words she taught include pictures. I think it's a good way to get audience attention. She also gave us full of explanation in the part of page. And she always has eye contact with audience. I think she really did a great job. Next, I will give the floor to Zoe.
Hi, I'm Zoe. I'm charged in Bonnie's part. First of all, I think Bonnie dressed very formally, and I think it made her look more professional and more persuasive. Second, Bonnie, she's
really a great actress in scenario part because she didn't just read a line to us. She had some proper hand gesture or some eye contact with her partner, or sometimes change her intonation. And after demonstrating the drama, Bonnie gave us a Q&A time to impress us again. And the last in discussion question part, Bonnie itemized all the main points on the screen, and I think it's really a great way to let us understand easily. In conclusion, we have mentioned their individual performance, and we all think it's really a great presentation, and also three of them are all great presenters, and we really learn a lot from it and enjoy it a lot. Thank you, and I'm going to give the floor to group 7.
Hello everyone, we are group 7. We will divide our comments into 3 parts. I'm Ace. Here's my team member, Liang, and Leonardo. Today, he will say his accent. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to share with you the Q&A session. I think today's Q&A session is very good because the reason is that they provide many opportunity for us to answer the question. I think today's quantity is enough for everyone to answer one time. The quantity is enough so that every person have opportunity to answer at least one time. So I think that is one of the reasons Q&A session is good. And another reason is that it provides an opportunity for us to learn to use how to use them. So that we actually use our brain to think and to use them in a different way. I would like to give my floor to Leo.
Hi, I'm Leo. I'm going to talk about the vocabulary and the drama part. First of all, Iris tried her best to give us the further explanation of the vocabulary. The example sentence can let us understand the vocabulary easily. And what preposition should be used with what vocabulary can let us more about the details. And after the vocabulary part, they put their vocabulary, they highlight their vocabulary in the drama PPT. So we can review the vocabulary again and again. Then the drama part, when they are playing the drama, they have eye contact with each other and have the great intonation as well. So they can catch our attention. They make us feel like they are really discussing something with each other in the office. Next, I'm going to give the floor to Leonardo.
I am Leonardo. I will give the brief conclusion for Group 5. First of all, their Q&A part is special because they prepare a lot of questions for every one of us and provide a good candy, but I only get one chocolate. I think it's not fair. You can do better next time. And some little points like the PPT will show the sound, tell us you say the correct answer. It is cute. And the vocabulary part, Iris, tell us the vocabulary in detail and show the sentence so that we can know how to use this word. It's good. And the drama part, they not just read the word or read the book, they act to do something with the word. It's powerful. Good. Now I will give the floor to Goodbye.
So far we have group 7, group 3, group 5 as the best commentator, right? It looks like it might take a while for them to make a decision. While we are waiting, could you go over to the warming up, number 2? Could you read the question? What do people say? This one is very important about your life, so please read this one. What do people say? It's on page 74, question 2. Now I want you to think of a scenario when you do want to say no, but you turn out to say yes. You are being submissive. Write this word down, please. Submissive. How do you spell submissive? Emma, how do you spell submissive? What does that mean? Is that a new word to you? Let me know. Okay, write this word down. It's very important. There are 3 ways of communication. You need to find out your own way. The first way is aggressive. If someone wants to invite you to her or his birthday party and you say no, of course not. And that's being aggressive. And the other way is submissive, which is most of you apply. You are being submissive. When you really should say no, but then you say yes. For example, do you want to order some drinks in your office? You actually do not want to order the drinks. But to avoid some further conflicts that might come after you say no, you force yourself, okay, then I want some black tea or green tea, things like that. You are being submissive. And I want you to think of one scenario in your real life when you are being submissive, when you really actually should say no. Do you want to join us for the movie? I hate movies. But then you say, oh, okay, sure, of course. Let's go to the movie together. You are being submissive. And how many times in your life are you being submissive? Please think of one scenario, each of you. You can write this part in Chinese. Think of one scenario in real life. Each of you, write the scenario now. 比方说公车过站不停啊，你招手了他没有停，或者你在车上要下车他没让你下车，那你就哎算了吧，反正他就没听到，哎我走路一下就可以减肥哦，好吧，人家团购卫生纸，你就明明没有想要团购啊，就少你一个，就这样就可以免运费，哦好吧好吧，You are being submissive. There are too many occasions in your life that you are being submissive, and I want you to reflect and think of one real example. Do it now. You have 1 minute.
just think of something that doing submissive， 或者有人不吃葱的，你去点菜，你就跟他说我不要加葱花，就来了，上面全部都是葱，真的。练习室你还把它吞下去，或者是捞掉。You can actually request for another law or another. Just make them to redo it for you. You are entitled to this, but you are being submissive because you don't know how to say no. Okay, think of one scenario. Now, I'm going to ask you later. We're going to share this part. This is very important. You don't want to be submissive for the rest of your life. You want to be assertive. And write the correct word. Assertive. A-S-S-E-R-T-I-V-E. 他们今天教我们的有几个句子 ，How to say no. Those are assertive. 但是大部分人是无法 say no. I find out. You are submissive. You are being submissive most of the time. You really actually should be assertive. Please spell the word for me. Assertive. A-S-S-E-R-T-I-V-E. It's a major big problem in communication. 你在上班，有人临时叫你调班，为什么？因为你最闲。为什么？因为你没有男朋友。为什么？因为你没有女朋友。好，你活该就来跟人家调班。啊，好吧 ，OK， 好。你虽然不想去，但是后来还是去了。There are many occasions you are being submissive， 那是会生病的，是会生病的。很多大肠癌的人都是这样。So think of one scenario， 因为你硬是把那个委屈给吞下去了，那它是能量，你又没有把它抒发，你每天一直吞一直吞，你的肠胃是消化不了这种情绪。OK， 好 ，Emma， what's your scenario？
用英文讲吗？
It's okay, it's up to you.
就我之前去某一间台北某灯鲜吃饭的时候，然后我点了味噌汤跟手卷，就是还是要跟服务人员点，然后他去里面叫师傅做，但是等我吃到最后我已经吃完了，然后他都还没有来，然后最后我就说我要结账，我说你们那个手卷跟味噌汤还没有来，他说那我现在马上帮你送，然后可是旁边那么多人，他们排队号码都可能到50号，那我说没关系，谢谢你，我吃饱了，然后就结账。对，其实我没吃饱，我想吃手卷来，但是没有。
Next one， 就这样的什么？懂 Emma 这边的委屈，他下来回来验证。
就是想要节食的时候，可是朋友找你去吃饭，然后就想说，就想维持感情，或者是想跟朋友一起出去玩的时候，就会答应要去，然后就吃了很多不必要吃的食物，然后就变胖了，
好委屈哦。
那 next time， 这样好了，你讲你的 problem， 你讲你 being submissive， 那你下次应该 how to be assertive， 你下次应该怎么做？
下次就一样去，然后不要吃吧。
一样去，不要吃，
就看他们。
你就直接 say no。Next one，
就是在搭电梯的时候啊，然后我按的那个楼层不小心被其他同学就是按2次被取消，然后就是因为那时候就也人很挤，那我也不好意思说你按到我的楼层这样，那也只好 submit。
OK， 那下次怎么办？继续这样 submit 吗？万一20楼、40楼的？
没有，只有那一次。
哦 ，OK。有 always submit。OK， next one。
我不是一个会 submit。
有呢 ，OK。
想要吃面的时候，爸爸说他要去买面汤。
就是我要吃面，我要吃面。像那种有人会排队，他插队，你就跟他说你插队，你就是插队，你要去后面。就有些会装傻啊，我插队哦，可惜。
所以你身体很好，你不会生病。
你不痛恨这种。
有这种讲完，我跟你讲，对他讲完，他可以讲面，是人家买的面汤。
他讲完，我排了2次班，
这个委屈有吗？
就是请这样，然后我排了队啊，
然后呢？哦，你大声一点，他听不到，因为 it could be anyone's problem。
吵架分A 是，然后 B 是那个生气，然后 C 是转述其实没有说他坏话，但是 C 不知道为什么跟 B 说就是我说他坏话，然后 B 就突然他好认真讲 你说我什么，你干嘛说我怎样怎样怎样怎样之类，但是我就是逼说，我根本就没有说你怎样怎样怎样之类，然后他就硬说你有说，你一定是有说什么屁，然后就整个生我一条傻眼，然后我就问 C 说，啊你跟他说什么让他这么生气？然后他说我只是说，就是事情就是可能就是我没有指明说是谁，但是他就说我是指明是他这样，然后 B 一直就跟我听到就是不知道是怎样，到现在好像还是这样，然后还是说我对，然后还是说我有说他就是坏话就对了，他说他觉得被同意到，我很傻眼，但是我就是没有讲他就是坏话就对了，但是 C 也不知道该怎么办，就是他是五星的，但是他对，但是 C 就是五星的，但是 B 就是还是很在意我说的那句话，但是我根本就没有说他怎样。
跟同事上班的时候可能会订晚餐，然后就有时候不想要吃一些热食物，可是他们就想要订那个麦当劳还是送给我，他们就要凑一个金额，就大家一起订。我说哦好吧，我说麦当劳。
This happens to everybody, so you need to find a way, find a solution. 下一个从这边开始。对，大声一点。
今天晚休假，就是不用上班，然后回到晚间突然跟我说要去采购公司的东西，然后没有钱，就是那个不算。
这个钱是很重要的哈。OK。
然后我刚好没事。
他讲到这个钱，老师顺便提醒你们，有很多同学冰 semester 是同学跟你借钱，借了1000块都没有还，一学期了都没有还，结果他去公有又买鞋子又买包包，就是这个，你想跟他要又不好意思跟他要，有没有这种事情？
就他借同学，他之前借了3000块，结果1年都没还，他说没关系，过几天就会还我什么的，然后过了1年都还没有，现在还了。因为我们一直
都拿了名媛发明媛。OK，
你这个问题呢？
好吗？没有，好 ，next one。
他还这2个就是
精神球。
不可以逼。
可是因为我跟他们，我只认识我的朋友跟他们家人，我就有时候去台湾上班，不好意思是眼前。
你是想去还是不想去？不想去啊。OK， 就是不想去应酬，有很多人是想要单纯跟朋友聊天，不是那种应酬式的。Then you should say no. Thank you for your invitation, but I have a prior engagement. 我已经那天有跟朋友约了。You have to learn how to say no. 所以第2题是很重要的学习。Next one.
去哪里？
你在说下次就直接 say no。你又没欠他的，你干嘛借他？钱也不用借，笔记也不用借，他本来上课是他的自己的事情。You don't need to feel guilty for saying no。所以回去把 exercise 2这里的问题通通写下来 ，how to say no to your problem。好，你有没有？
有时候在信上会有一些填问卷啊，如果是发样品，然后给你之后，你知道他就把你拉进去，然后看到那个我都不会想去看，他有时候会说，帅哥，我说好。
遇到推销的，遇到成交的，遇到直销的，遇到那种试用的，下次就直接说对不起，我在忙。你没有任何义务要帮任何人填问卷，在国外填问卷他是要给你钱的。就是你来填一份问卷，我给你10块美金或者20块美金。因为they are not entitled to ask for your time or demand your time。好像也
几乎没有这种状况，因为我都蛮只要真的不想做。
OK， next one。
就是期末是在讨论的时候，会有阿妈推销玉兰花。
那个我会买，那个不是什么事。
他在什么意思？
这个不是啊，就是他可能觉得他不想
不需要玉兰花，
他一个人10块，就捐个10块就不想，
然后就买了。
对，这个不算吧？
这算吗？这算吗？你就告诉我没挣钱吗？
一般人
我就没挣钱吗？
不是啦，
你就是不用买啊。
那个阿嬷有什么很可怜的？
所以你看又不用给我自己。
这不是，他还那么老，然后我就问说，啊，你嫁来不记得了？
来，我们从这边。
我们会说就是不能平常晚上然后凌晨才干嘛？然后我妈就知道我就
但是你是不想去的。我现在讲的 scenario 是你不想，你根本不想去，但是 but you say yes at the end for fear of further conflict， 为了怕后面你会跟人家起冲突，所以你就硬是去了，那你就把这委屈吞下去。我们在讲的是这种。Maybe you enjoy your niece or nephews. Next one. 没有好 ，next one.
他们帮我讲。
OK.
才刚刚搬到台中的时候，我一个人去远拜，然后那时候那是5年以前，那时候很流行，就是他们什么东海大学的学生做什么自己做的什么小pouch 那种，然后他就说
骗人的。
对，我那时候就很蠢，因为我是第一次来这边，然后又不认识，所以我就傻就好吧，然后我就想说看他可怜，那就给他200块给他买，然后他就说，哎，你不觉得这个是 handmade then it deserves more？ 然后我就OK， 我就好再给他100，他说可是你进去原版，然后我那时候就有点觉得很就是很怕，因为我那时候又不懂。所以我就再给他200，然后我就赶快走。然后我自从那时候我就完全花600块买一个 pouch， 然后那个 pouch 很难丢掉，因为它真的很烂。然后之后我就学回来，如果有那种东西，或者是有人跟我说，小姐不好意思，我说 No I don't speak Chinese， 走掉就不要理他，还是就说我在忙，然后就赶快冲，因为我真的很讨厌买。然后那天刚好是我生日，所以我根本就是花600块消灾，然后就生气。
OK，
我有一次跟我男朋友在约会到一半，他妈打电话跟他说，叫他去载他妹，然后就不能约会了。为了不跟他妈起冲突，我只好说好吧，你去。
我听心好酸。
然后就没有约会了。
那你可以跟他一起去啊。
他骑摩托车。
妹妹坐前面。
有没有 anything when you're being submissive？ 你们今天讲的这个很棒，因为他讲到 hedge， 又讲到 how to say no， 正好是连在一起。你就用了一堆 hedge， 就把它打发掉了。Don't be so submissive next time。OK， 有吗？怎么样？
你刚刚说你不觉得我很白吗？
推销、传销、直销，
不好用吗？超难用的，而且很贵。
OK， 重点是又很贵。好，来说，法律。上回要听到健身教练，很胖的。
出国的时候啊，就爸爸妈妈亲戚都会说可以帮忙买。哦，这超难。
一定要 say no。
就告诉你钱拿来，我就帮你买。
No， 就算钱拿来，你也没有任何理由、任何义务要帮人家代购。
代购对啊，刚说30包啊。
那你钱已经放好，你还要去用你的钱去先帮他买，就你
谁要啊？
那个不是只有钱，那还有行李的 size， 还有你的时间，你完全都没有时间旅游，都会帮人家买东西。You have to say no. It's a must.
我刚配菜配寿司的时候，我大概到第3天还去4天吧，然后我姑姑就直接传来跟我说，帮我买什么什么什么，真的是那个药膏真的神重的，听说那药膏很重，然后他叫我帮他买5条，然后重点是我爸就跟他最近没有很合，然后我姑姑也是对我没有很好，然后他就叫我帮他买东西。
你就不要帮他买。
你最后有买吗？
我没有买。
OK， 你说什么？
我就跟他讲说，就是因为 这件事情，然后再加上我现在有点担心我自己心里超重。
good，你就说你的心里已经很重了，对，这样就好了。
对，然后我就说，然后还有一个理由是，因为我们导游那时候有说，那个东西其实有很大量的类固醇，如果用对的题很有害，我就直接跟他讲。
OK， good， you have to say no。还有你们读英文系的，经常被凹免费翻译的。绝对要 say no。比如说我现在上课，我在忙我有功课 ，you have to say no。Otherwise， 好，来，他们可以看。今天这门课他们说的很棒，有6句可以参考。我要开始抽整个。然后对他说，哎，你可以帮我写作业吗？说，直接不考卷叫我可以。哥有自然，你可以跟我解释这个我来讲。You are feedback and the rest of the video 就回给我的给你。You feedback. Yes.
Hi, we are Group 5. First of all, thanks for your comments. Your feedback are the motivation for us to improve ourselves. Also, and we choose Group 4 as the best commentator this week.
We don't have enough time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
The reason why we choose them is we have divided the reasons into 3 parts. The first one is they mentioned our PPT design, and the most important thing is that they noticed we have highlighted the key words in the PPT, and it's what we want to make you impressed with and want to talk about with and want to talk to you. And next, I will give the floor to Bonnie.
Hello everyone, I'm Bonnie. The most important thing I want to mention is that they noticed that in our scenario 1 we really simulate that situation. Like Iris gave me the paper, we really have strong eye contact with each other, and finally I work in and work out to simulate that situation, not just read our script and sit there. Next, I want to give my floor to Ellie.
Hello everyone, I'm Ellie. I'd like to say that they mentioned that we talk about actives, about how to writing a press release. They know that we itemize the actives and explain them in our own words, not just read the words on the PPT. Also the Iris part, the vocabulary. She also try best to use her words to give further explanation. This is the reason why we choose them. Thanks for your comments. Thank you.
Any questions for today's lesson? If not, let's give them big hands again. Class dismissed.
Thank you.
I'll see you next week.